Today, we're going to look at the 10 funniest WWE attires of all time, starting with number 10, Goldust. Goldust is famously known for his iconic gold attire. However, as the WWE was shifting into the Attitude Era, he changed his attire in 1997. The gold and black look was replaced with this bizarre green bondage style attire with a gag ball in his mouth. Goldust and Luna were getting freaky around this time. It's really wild to see what WWE was cooking in the old days. I love how Goldust was willing to do anything for the entertainment of the wrestling fans. He even wanted to get breast implants on live TV. Imagine if they did that. He wanted to get it done, but the plans fell through, and instead we got Green Dust with a gag ball. I guess he still won in the end. Number 9 is Giant Gonzalez. We need to talk about Giant Gonzalez and his hilarious, goofy attire. The WWE introduced him to feud with The Undertaker, and they wanted a monster-like character who could battle with the dead man. And so we got Giant Gonzalez. However, this wasn't the best idea because they put this man in the worst looking bodysuit I've ever seen. Just look at his hairy patches around his shoulders and his forearms. It's funny to see him stay in character during interviews and matches because I know I'd be laughing my butt off if I was Giant Gonzalez. He did have a couple matches with The Undertaker at WrestleMania as well as SummerSlam, and after that they realized this wasn't the best look, and so he was taken off TV. I think that was for the better, but I do appreciate the effort from the WWE to try to get this man over. Number 8, AJ's butt. In 2016, AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose were in the middle of their feud for the WWE Championship, and the feud would culminate at the TLC pay-per-view where they battled in a TLC match for the world title. There was a spot during the match where AJ Styles had a 450 splash and accidentally ripped a hole in his pants. My guy really pulled a SpongeBob on live TV. It was a funny wardrobe malfunction that made it somewhat difficult to take the match seriously. AJ continued though, but Vince McMahon backstage was furious with it. He even forced the production team to try their best to avoid showing the hole, but unfortunately it was impossible to do so because it was right there in front of everybody's faces. Number 7, Nike Kane. Next up on the list is Nike Kane. As we know, Kane made his debut in 1997 and he confronted his brother, The Undertaker, at Bad Blood. It's easily one of the greatest moments in wrestling history, and after this, the WWE did their best to protect Kane from breaking kayfabe. He wouldn't have any signings, he wouldn't do any interviews, and he even wore a ski mask when he would leave the arena so nobody could see his real face. With that being said, on a random episode of Raw, Kane is seen walking backstage with a Nike tracksuit. It was one of the most random things to witness, and even the commentary team had no reaction whatsoever. I could see this maybe being some sort of backstage joke, or maybe he was dared to do it and he did it. He was like, why not? Who knows? But what I do know is that this is one of my favorite random attires in WWE history. And sticking with Kane, we got number 6, which is Corporate Kane. As we discussed, Kane's portrayal in the WWE has always been the big red machine, a complete monster that you should fear. When he first showed up to Tombstone The Undertaker, he was one of the scariest looking dudes. You did not want to mess with him. I was literally having nightmares with him chasing me in my dreams like Freddy Krueger. That is a true story. And he somehow got even scarier when he took his mask off to reveal the burns on his face. The man looked scary, and then he was chained up and he was lighting JR on fire. He was a lunatic. And so, as you can see, that's what makes Corporate Kane even funnier. In 2015, he joined the Authority and became Corporate Kane. He ditched the mask for a suit and would wrestle with some slacks. It was actually really weird, but funny at the same time to see Kane go from this attire to this dumb looking thing. Kane really had one of the most bizarre wrestling careers. He's been through all of it. Number 5, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is known for having some of the best attires. For example, he wore a Captain America inspired attire for WrestleMania 27. It looked fresh. Another great example of Rey Mysterio wearing a cool attire is at WrestleMania 19 when he dressed up as Daredevil. Again, this was really well made and added a lot to his presentation. As we can see, Rey knows how to dress well, but we can't say that about him after an episode on SmackDown in 2019. 2019. Rey Mysterio had one of the craziest looking attires ever. He wore a tan colored attire, matching his skin tone, so it looked like he was wearing a thong. The thing was wild, and I can't believe he was even allowed to go on national TV with this thing. Similar to Kane, I could see this being a rib or some sort of prank, because there's no way Mr. 619 came out thinking this looked cool or good or whatever the case may be. Maybe he was just trying to embarrass Dom at school, and that's why Dom hates him so much. It's because of this atrocity right here. Number 4, Triple H's biker shorts. In 2003, Triple H appeared to debut a new attire. The legendary trunks were gone, and the biker shorts, they were in. Triple H went through a period of time wearing these ugly things. However, he didn't really have much of a choice. He was forced to wear these biker shorts because he suffered a groin injury. The WWE could not afford to have him miss time. Therefore, they slapped these bad boys on him. These compression biker shorts were there to help him heal his injury, despite everyone thinking they were the worst thing that came out of his wardrobe. Thankfully, he went right back to the trunks the minute that he healed from his injury, and we haven't seen the biker shorts since. Hopefully, it stays that way, because I don't think anybody wants to see them again. Number 3, Taker's snake skin. The Undertaker's 10th anniversary was at Survivor Series 2000 when he faced Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. This was clearly a huge deal for the dead man, and the Undertaker showed up with an interesting attire. He had snakeskin pants, which was actually some of the ugliest things we've seen in professional wrestling, and for someone like the Undertaker going from black, it was just weird seeing these things. His iconic black attire was replaced for this garbage. There's been a lot of debate as to why this happened. For a long time, many people believed that he lost his original attire at the airport and had to borrow these from The Godfather, but that was not the case. The Undertaker revealed in his book that he was the one who pushed for these to be made because he thought they would look really good, and they clearly did not. He was wrong and would retire the pants immediately. Undertaker was not cooking with this one. Number 2, HBK's brown tights. Shawn's match at the 2002 Survivor Series was one of the most important matches of his career. It was the first time he would win the World Championship after returning from the injury that put him on the shelf for 4 years. After the match ended, more people were talking about his attire than the world title victory. These brown tights were hideous. It's been said that he needed to wear these because the tights that he wanted were not finished in time for the match. That's why he had these basic poop looking pants. Thankfully, this was a one-time scenario. We didn't see these again, and Shawn Michaels went back to having some of the best attires. And number 1 has to be Batista when he was Blue-tista. The animal made his return to the WWE in 2014 after leaving for a few years. When Batista returned, he thought it would be a wise idea to wear these new bright blue trunks that nobody liked. This was so bad that not a single soul could focus on his match, and everybody was just chanting Blue-tista. You know it's the worst attire ever when the fans are completely distracted from the ring and all they want to do is chant for your goofy looking attire. Batista learned his lesson though, and when he returned in 2019 for the second time, he made sure to stay away from those trunks. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.